Hello, very good evening. Some shows you look forward to more than others. I've been particularly looking forward to this one ever since I knew who the main guest was going to be, and I think that was about 3 weeks ago. Fair to say that in any era there are special players, there are particularly popular players, and in this particular football era, no player has been more popular and stands out on and off the field more than one of my guests this evening. He is Jose Semedo of Sheffield Wednesday. Delighted to see you. Andy Giddings, our old friend from BBC Radio Hello. Sheffield, is here as well. That enables us to ensure that we have Sheffield United as part of the conversation and it's not just dominated by the blue and white half of the city. So we do have a little bit of balance here tonight. And Jose, you've timed your arrival in the studio with the precision of one of those late but fair challenges that wins the ball. You were here, I think, precisely 3 minutes before the start of the show.
Absolutely, right on time.
Well, yeah, that's a matter of opinion.
Absolutely.
For you, yes. I'm not so sure for me, but it's good to see you, particularly good to see you, as you are the author of this book called Win the Day, and I'm sure it's being bought in great numbers by Sheffield Wednesday supporters as we speak.
Yeah, I've been signing a few of those I've been signing. Which is a good signal.
I bet it is a very good thing. And you've also been doing a few interviews too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all around to talk about the book and my journey in Sheffield Wednesday, which has been an amazing, which, like I said, is something so special. Since the first day I walked into this club till now, it's been an amazing journey, and to combine all of that, and that's why I made the book to share with the whole Sheffield Wednesday family, to my fans, and more about Jose Semedo, because all of them know Semedo more on the football pitch. Yeah. But on this book, they can see Semedo in total. So the reason why I did this book is all about them, to open them my heart. And at the same time, there is some positive thinkings there, some good stuff, which can help not only them, the sons, the kids, the daughters, all, for everybody. Yeah. For everybody. Yeah, that's the reason I made this book.
We're going to talk in depth about the book, about your time at Sheffield Wednesday. You've actually answered one of my questions in that answer, that first one, without me asking. Some say, it's a bit like that tomato song. Some say Semedo and some say Semedo. I notice you say Semedo, yes?
Yeah, Semedo.
Well, I was wrong then, because I've always said Semedo. What have you said, Andy Giddings?
I think I probably said Semedo as well. I've gone straight there.
So that's fine. We'll proceed on to the pronunciations of a striker, another Portuguese striker later, and a Portuguese head coach. So in this one interview, we should get all of them correct.
Correct,
Before I bring Andy in, this book, I've just had a flick through. I've not had the pleasure of reading yet. I'm sure I will do. And this is your copy, so I can't nick off with it. Just flicking through.
I can offer you if you want. I can offer you this one.
Can you sign it for me as well?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Marvellous. Well, tell you what, I said the right thing to get that book. And then I'll review it so you get some more publicity in the Sheffield Telegraph. It looked to me a different type of football book, not your bog standard account of your career.
Yeah.
How important was it to you for this to be different?
Yeah, it was something so important because it's really touching all the small details of life, what it takes you to be not only a professional footballer, but to be a good man, you know, and to have a mind discipline, which is so important in today's world, the way the world it is 100 miles away, and to be focused and mentally, and the game after game. You know, sports psychology of the game is so important today, to maintain yourself in good shape and to maintain yourself, win the day every single day. And this is what I've been living, not look too much ahead and not look the past. Yeah. And by winning the day every single day, go training, be the best I can be. Yeah. Doesn't matter if I win or lose. But one thing is to have that mind discipline, to win the day and to be the best you can be.
Yeah. So not just be a good player, but to be a good person.
Exactly.
It's important to you. Andy, this is one of the good guys, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, footballers come and go at football clubs. Jose Semedo is the only one that I can recall has had a day named after him at Nottingham Forest. Yes, of course. And it just goes to show how popular he's become. And why has he become popular with Sheffield Wednesday fans? Because of the way that he conducts himself and the way that he gives 110% in each and every game that he's played for Sheffield Wednesday throughout a period of relative success in the club's history too, but also how he conducts himself in interviews and the way he comes across, and there's a brightness to him and a friendliness.
There is.
Talking about the fans all the time. Your affection for them, it works both ways, doesn't it? It's not forced. No. And that's why he's held within the regard that he is.
It's refreshing to hear that, because you say you've got Tyson Fury at the moment making headlines inside and outside the boxing ring, and some people say it doesn't matter what he says, he's a great boxer, we should ignore what he says. But actually, can we? Isn't it? It is important how people behave.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, is that important to Mr. Ronaldo as well? Cristiano Ronaldo, forward, your best pal?
Yeah.
Or one of your best pals?
Yeah, one of my best friends, for sure. He's a great guy. And I was about to tell him can you post me a picture on your social media? But I didn't say that to him. And he asked me, did you see the social media today? I said, no, I didn't. Can you go have a look? And when I went to have a look and I see my book there, he said, your book is on fire now. And he said to me, I was waiting for you all the time to let me know when can I post the picture. And I said, I was about to tell you, but on the same time, you write me the forward. That's fantastic, and I know you wish me all the best. I would not ask you for nothing more, because the most important thing for me is to have the forward, and you did that for me. I would not ask you anymore. No. Said, come on, we are friends. I will do everything for you. And I have here your book, and I will read your book anyway. I would do that.
He did that without asking. I missed a trick in promoting this show. I should have included Cristiano Ronaldo's Twitter on it. May have got a tweet. Can you fix it for us?
Why not?
Yeah. He is a special player, and you're a special friend of his. But you're embarrassed when we keep raising it, I think, aren't you?
Sometimes. Not really. He's a special guy. He's a proper friend. We're growing up since 10 years old, and we was living in the same room. We have some very, very things all the time. We was together. We went to the gym at midnight when we are not allowed to go. We hiding behind the machines to get ourselves in great position. We do a lot of times 1v1s in the small pitch we have there in the academy. He put some weights on his leg. He said, I want to work my quick feet, and you want to work your defensive skill, and I'm the best player here, and you be able to stop any other strikers in the world when we become a professional footballer. And we live some great things together, and since then we're still on touch, and always we have a dream to come and play English football. And till now we're still big friends. And
if you were marking him, he wouldn't do much, would he?
No, for sure. You can ask him. He knows. I stopped him so many times in training. Yeah. But to be fair, he's the best in the world.
If you've stopped, as you say, if you've stopped somebody like Cristiano in training, you're going to stop championship players, aren't you?
That's why they say never get past Semedo.
Yeah, they do. And Andy mentioned it earlier about they do say that. And there's this magic and thing. And it is quite astonishing. I was at that game at the City Ground, I think it was 2 seasons ago.
A couple years ago.
Semedo Day.
It was incredible.
With the masks.
I never thought something like that. I come out, I saw when we arrived on the bus, there is some Portuguese flags, and I saw one of my masks during the week in the training ground, but when I come out the tunnel to go to the warm-up, and you come out in the tunnel, and on the right-hand side is where us fans sit, and when I come out and I look, so many Semedos there, I said, oh my God, it was all my faces. I said, this is incredible. I couldn't believe it was. It's one day I will never forget in my life.
I think people outside the area were baffled by it. They were mystified. I felt that journalists were asking me, what's this all about?
Exactly. No, this is like have another kid. This is like you never forgot the day your son born. You never forgot these kind of things. And for me, I can't pay to this fan what they did to me. I'm thinking to write the book, to open myself, to open my heart, to give it to them. Semedo in total, that's the only thing I can give to them as much as I always, every single day to go training, I always think about them and do my best in training games.
Why do you think it is that you've become so popular, and you were so popular so early. To become a cult figure, you arrived at Sheffield Wednesday in 2011, having played for Charlton for 4 years, 135 appearances down there. You left Charlton, Gary Megson nipped in and signed you. In fact, he was insistent on signing you. I think it was some kind of ultimatum. You've got to sign this fella. And very quickly, you established this rapport.
It was incredible.
Why? How did that happen?
I can't explain. I think it was something made by the big man up there, the God. You know, I think because I feel some click, some love for this club, even before I joined Sheffield Wednesday. When I played on the same year, I played for Charlton here in January, when we was winning 2-0 in the first half. And in the second half, the atmosphere, I was myself inside of the pitch, and I said, I want to play for these fans. I said that to myself without imagining I can coming in this summer, signing for Sheffield Wednesday. And when the gaffer, Gary Mason, called me, said he wants to play for me, and he was a Sheffield Wednesday manager, I didn't think twice. I said, this is my club. Because I had, at the same time, I had the offer from Doncaster, which there was in the Championship. And I said, no, I want to go to Sheffield Wednesday.
With no disrespect to Jose here, it's not always about playing ability. Jose's a good player,
Absolutely.
a good midfield player, and he's versatile. You couldn't say he's a virtuoso player by the nature of the way he plays. He's a ball winner, he holds things together, he's an anchor man. So it transcends ability as a player, doesn't it, this being a favourite at a club?
Well, very much so, and it centres largely on work rate, doesn't it? Fans would hate to see any player representing their football club and, in essence, them, not giving 110% every week. They're the players, regardless of what position they are, what they bring to the team, or their abilities within that team, technical abilities, etc. If they're not working, those fans are going to get it. Those players are going to get it from those fans. But and everybody has to be different in the team, they can't be the same. But if they see a guy giving 110%, that will go an awful long way. It may sort of gloss over a few failings that any player may well have. But if they give it their all, that group of fans will always really like that player. And sometimes it goes on to a level where you get a day named after you.
Yes, indeed. We'll go into more of that a little bit later in the programme. This is a fellow who goes above and beyond. But I must change the topic briefly with Andy here, because are you aware there are 2 football teams in Sheffield?
Yeah.
You do know that?
Yeah, I know.
Right, there's another one.
Be careful how you answer that going forward.
Sheffield United, not having the best of times at the moment. And I just wonder what you make of the overall feeling and the atmosphere at Bramall Lane, because there's a lot of mystification about it. This was the right manager, the right players, far from the right position.
Yeah, playing all the right notes but not in the right order. Mystified, I think, is a pretty decent way to describe it. They have a manager who has a track record of gaining promotion with a big club and with a small club too, with great respect to Southampton. I don't think this board can be criticised for not investing in the team over recent years, and we can all discuss at great length whether the players they've signed are any good, but in terms of the money they've spent, I don't think that there can be any real criticisms there.
Normally.
We could talk about the fan base, which is fantastic, the stadium, the training facilities, the near misses, which suggests there's a little bit of something there in the squad. Yet on each occasion, with each passing season, you just feel the team is going backwards. So I personally now am of the opinion that the manager is absolutely fine. I think there are grounds to still believe in Nigel Adkins. And the stadium and the facilities aren't going to change. So what does? And I would hope that within the next 2 transfer windows, there is a fairly sizable cosmetic change to that team, because there are too many players within that group now that have been with that club and had the near misses. So many near misses, you need to make the changes then, don't you? And there are clearly players there that are very good. I think Billy Sharp, as one of Nigel Adkins' signings, has worked. Have any of the others?
No.
Probably not.
No.
And then there are other players within that team that you'd say, actually, you know what, I'm going to stick by that person. But I think that there are 8 or 9 others that you could probably say, I think, thanks very much, but it's time to move on.
This week, there was some, I don't know, I would use the word cosmetic changes. I would also use the word window dressing type changes in the boardroom, some movement of familiar figures and one or two less familiar figures coming in, and suddenly you've got a football committee that's made up of quite a number of people, some of them with very little football expertise, you would have said, with no disrespect to them. You know, they don't have specialist football expertise for what isn't it a two-man job? And we had a chief executive or managing director dismissed or departing in Mal Brannigan.
Well, can I just say to that, I hope that these changes, cosmetic, and I agree with that, though they are actually now starting to have a tangible effect on Sheffield United.
I hope to be proved wrong. On
the field, because for years now, several years, we've had various different changes. Julian Winter came and went and came and went and came and went, and there's been various other different restructures. David Green has held various different roles within Sheffield United Football Club. Martin Green is just getting his feet under the table. Carl Schieber has had different roles at Sheffield United. And from the outside looking in, I can't fault their business acumen, nor can I look at them as football administrators and know to the fullest extent of what they do. But it just looks again at Sheffield United where there are too many chiefs and too many Indians. And I just wonder whether there are too many people, all with an opinion, when really it should fall on two people.
Sure.
It should fall on the manager's head, because he's the one whose head's on the block full time, and possibly the chief exec who deals with the budget to go and get these people.
And that's it.
And as as regards the team, I think there should be a few changes there.
Yeah.
I just wonder what effect all these people and what they're doing and what they're saying and who they're saying it to. And
if it's a committee situation, it's just a wasting time.
Yeah.
When two people could get on with it, but allowing for the lack of football expertise, the type of Derek Dooley.
So long as there are clearly defined roles. I mean, the idea of the football committee is nothing unique and nothing new. And I fully appreciate that the business of football has taken football clubs to a point where maybe it's not just about one man doing as the chairman, it's his football club, and then the board of directors on the way. You need other people, both from the commercial side of things and the football side of things. But I think a lot of football clubs now are guilty of overstretching that too much, and I think that criticism can certainly be levelled at Sheffield United.
But we hope it works out okay.
Absolutely. It needs to now. I mean, how much more are the Sheffield United fans going to have to sit in frustration knowing that 9/10 of exactly what they need to get out of League One is absolutely there in front of their face.
Sure. Well,
in my opinion.
Well summed up. No, I happen to agree. You know, we don't always agree, but I happen to. Got the break coming up in a couple of minutes. You've got to leave us. Andy's a busy fella, as you can appreciate. Jose's staying on for the full shift. She was here for the whole of the second half as well. Just before we go to the break, we're talking about backroom setups, etc. When Sheffield Wednesday appointed Carlos Carvalhal, for want of a better pronunciation, we were scratching our heads because we didn't know him. But of course, you did know him.
No,
you knew of him.
No, I did never work with him.
Never worked with him, but you knew of him.
Yes, because in Portugal he's very rated manager.
Yeah.
You know, we have obviously Jose Mourinho as a top one, and after coming Jorge Jesus from Sporting Lisbon at the moment, and Carlos Carvalhal is up there.
Yeah.
You know, he's very ranked, good manager in the country, and obviously CV talk for himself.
Well, your reaction then when you heard that Carlos had been appointed was what? What was your feeling?
Yeah, my feel, I talk with some players, play with me in Sporting Lisbon. Carlos Martins, which has been coached by him, talk with him to ask more information about him, how is him, and everybody said he's top manager.
Yes.
And I know he has to be top manager, because to manage Sporting Lisbon, you has to be a top manager. To manage Besiktas in Turkey, you have to be top manager. And I know it that. I was asking more him how he is as a person, and everybody talk well about him. And the reflections on the team, you can see everybody's happy. And
that's borne out. Everybody is happy working for him.
As a management, you can see the improvement of the team on the pitch. But the union the team has, with the togetherness the team has, is his management. He's a top guy on doing that.
We've seen evidence of that, so none of that surprises us, because we have, both of us, Andy and I, and journalists around who've seen evidence. Right, more to come on Win the Day, the Jose Semedo book. James Gregg is going to join us to round up the sporting scene, but a lot more on this man's football background and how Sheffield Wednesday are faring this season here on Sheffield Live in 5 minutes. We'll see you back there then.